So hi everybody, we're going to talk about what happens, new role. This is like the first few months after you've been at the role. You've had your offsite, you've talked to people, you have a plan. The most important thing I think I believe in is and I believe this always, but it's more important at the beginning of a new role, which is be the example you want your team to be. If you need to show those values, you need to demonstrate the values that you and your team have agreed on. You need to show that you're going to hold people accountable to get work done. You need to show that you're going to be the guy that's going to praise and coach and be there, help the team grow. These are all things that you need to set the example for. And I know it doesn't end, but it's that those first few months that you're in a role, it becomes vital that people see who you are, but more importantly, they see the example you want to be for everybody else, because people will follow the example you set. The other thing is take a longer term inventory on the team. In that first couple weeks, you're not going to get to know people that well. You just get that first impression. You can have some discussions, but now's your time to really take the time, find out what people care about, find out their strengths, help them play to their strengths, find where people need to grow, help coach them in that, help put them in positions now that you're there to help them be the person they want to be, but more importantly, be that employee that's going to help you deliver. And throughout that, it's really important to keep that pulse, and it really is about that give and take. Can you set the example where you provide feedback? Can you set the example of where when somebody's giving you the feedback, you say thank you? You've got to, the most important thing early on in that role is to build the relationships, make sure people feel like they can come to you, make sure you're getting all the data you can from the team. The other thing that I think is important early on is, what are your top 3 things? Now, you can go a little higher than 3. One team I came on, they actually had 12 things. And I'm like, if you're tracking 12 top priorities, I think it's next to impossible for people to really focus on the most important things. So to me, it's 3 to 5, depending on the size of your team. Make sure those top 3 areas are something everybody has heard of. And I'll never forget, I had a director once who, before every large meeting with the team, he would always say the same thing. The most important thing to me is engineering efficiency and engineering systems. We want our best people on that, and we're going to reward them. And he followed through, and everybody on the team knew that the team leading those engineering systems and help driving that efficiency would be listened to, and people listened, and it really had an impact across that whole org. So what are your 3 things? What are the things you're going to push for? What are the 3 things that are the top of mind? Make sure you get regular updates on these. I would also say everything in the plan you created is the offsite. Make sure there are regular updates. If you don't have those updates, they're less likely to get done. So think through, okay, now this is going to be a longer term thing, 3 months, 6 months, however long you think it's going to take to sort of get that org to fit. Make sure you're tracking that work. Make sure you have the priorities and people know what they are. Another thing I'm a big fan of, especially early, but I do it throughout most things, ask people what they see. Do they feel like the change is happening? Do they feel like the things we committed to early are the things we're focused on? Another question I always like to ask people early on is this the change you were hoping for? If it's not, how would they make it better? Hopefully you've decided in that offsite and you've agreed on the top 3 things and the team understands it. The feedback here is really how to develop that change, how to get the team to produce in the 3 areas or however many areas of focus you've got. But really that feedback loop is what's going to help you determine, are we on the right track? Are we not on the right track? And what adjustments can I make? And again, it's that feedback from the team, the different people, the leaders, the significant ICs, the influencers that you really need to make sure you listen to. So this will be the last ones on a new team. Thanks everybody for listening. Again, if you have any sort of thoughts for things you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. And thank you, and go out and show your leadership.